Hey!
Survivor 43 Reality After Show. I'm here with Alex Trias. Dude, this, I just got to say, holy shit, this is what I'm talking about. This episode, hands down, I mean, right before we went on, me and Alex, like, best episode of the season, best episode for the last 3 seasons.
Hey, and I remember I told you and Jonny at the beginning of this season, you guys were like, it's a slow start. This doesn't feel right. And I'm like, just wait. They're doing this because, like, whenever they have a slow build at the beginning, you get to that merge and suddenly everything's lighting up. You have all the fireworks ready. It's just a long thread. It's a long thread. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there. And as we noticed the past few episodes, every single time we come on, we're like, best episode of the season. No, this is the best episode of the season. Yeah. Not only is this the best episode of the season, it, I think, has cemented Jesse as the player of the new era so far. Doesn't even matter if he wins in the finale next week. He is the player.
Tell you what, very few people in Survivor history, like the move that he did tonight to get his best friend out of the game, like this right here, when they say outwit, outplay, outlast, and you have people going through casting and they're saying, like, I would do, I'm willing to do anything to win this game. People talk a lot of smack, like they'll do that. Very few people literally, when you have these relationships and bonds with your best friend, are willing to do the brutal move that Jesse did tonight. He's doing it for one thing and one thing only. It's his family. And I was texting my best friend on Survivor, Michael Snow, right when it was, the end of the game. He's like, holy shit, this episode is awesome. And I was like, dude, this is just like if Michael or myself would have like cut one of each other at this point in the game. That's what it reminded me of. The bond that Jesse and Cody have, is legit and real and strong and just authentic. And I truly think Jesse loves Cody. But just like me and you and Jonny love each other, if we were playing like a game of any sort, we would do what it takes to win the game. And this is nothing really, it truly, Survivor is a game. You're just playing for $1 million.
Yeah. So let's also bring this up, because a big conversation that we always have, especially in modern Survivor, is Survivor doesn't know or doesn't want to label people as villains.
Mm-hmm.
Not only does this move cement him as a villain, but let's explain how.
Yeah.
So Jesse, if you put it into TV, he is a TV villain. He's that, like, you are on HBO or AMC. Like, he is Walter White.
Yeah.
Like, you root for him. You root for him because you like the villain. You like the bad guy, the anti-hero.
Yes.
Like, but he goes above and beyond what people would describe as the hero of it all.
Yes.
Because end of the day, he's here for friends. He's here to have all the journey. Mm-hmm. He's here for his family.
Yeah.
And that family needs that $1 million. And I will slit anyone's throat. Doesn't matter how close you are to me. I will slit your throat with tears coming down my eyes.
Yeah.
I will do it.
I mean, I just was like, what a baller move. Like, literally, for me, this is going to be something like, when we watch these, like, clips from legendary seasons, of course, like the dumb move when Eric the Ice Cream Scooper, gets screwed over, and they play that replay and stuff. This move right here goes down in Survivor history as hands down one of the best tribal councils and best moves to cut your best friend. This is going to be replayed. This is the greatest moment of season 43. Jesse is a boss. We've always, from the get-go, from the cast assessment where we were saying like, wow, this guy was a gang, member guy, and he's completely turned his life around, and he's this lovable guy, and you do love him. And they've showed the soft side of Jesse. They showed the Jesse that's the family man, but now they showed Jesse, the ruthless villain. And I think hands down, Jesse's winning the game. And here's why. Because now Carla does not have her idol. Carla and Cassidy are butting each other's heads. Carla physically is screwed. So in a challenge, she has no chance, right?
Very unlikely.
No one is going to vote at the end for Gabler or Owen. So I think Carla goes next, followed by Cassidy if Cassidy doesn't win. And then I literally think, I mean, you basically have I don't know how it's going to play out, but I see a three. I mean, who do you think's going to roll to the end?
So the whole season,
yes.
All my friends and a lot of you on the podcast know 2 people that I've been rooting for and I felt had winner edits in their own right, especially in how they do it in the modern game, were Jesse and Cassidy.
Yeah,
those 2. But Cassidy, I believe, had an intro in the premiere, like one of the intro confessionals where Jesse did not. They gave Jesse a bigger moment in the premiere than that, but I still hold that.
Yeah,
I think it's their games to win based off this final 5. I think Carla goes in the Ricard spot. She's going to be the first one out in the finale, goes out in 5, gets her hero moment, like the music, the score. Yeah. She goes out as one of the better players of the season. And rightfully so. She has made errors, but you can't say that she was not a fantastic player.
Right.
So that leaves that final 4. The only thing holding it against me is I could see Jesse not winning immunity at 4 and losing in fire making, which would be gutting to see both Carla and Owen or Carla and Jesse go out 5 and 4 at the immunity after just losing Cody in this vote. Yeah. But that would set up a Cassidy win, and I think she has played a game based off the field that's left that deserves to win. Yeah. She's been scrappy. She's able to win immunity. She has clawed out of adversity ever since from her beginning tribe with people wanting her out. Yeah. So she has a story. Right. Everyone left in this game, you could make a claim has had more of a story to be told going into finale night of why they should win the game, as opposed to 41 and 42, where you go into those and you're like, it sort of feels like it's this person or this person. But you can label it down to 2. Right. You, as a general audience member, you can make a case for any 5 of these people winning the game. Yeah. I would not list Gabler as a winner because I think they're pounding it over our head that oh, I'm camouflaged. You can't see what I'm doing. And I think that's why he won't get votes is while we always tell people you don't want to be so avert with what you're doing. Yeah. I think he's too quiet, too laid back where no one's going to let him have credit for any of the moves that he claims. Yeah. Owen can get votes because I think he's likable. I think he is viewed as the underdog of this group. And so you could have people like Noel or James who may be bitter at some of the other people on the field, give him their vote. Yeah. But I think it's Cassie or Jesse who wins this game.
Now, a lot of people have said online and stuff it's Jesse has had a winner's edit, and it's almost too obvious that he's the potential winner. So with that being said, part of me thinks they're making you think that, and then bam, something else goes wrong. But yeah, I mean, Jesse's going to be coming back to play Survivor again in a returning season. Whether he wins or not, I think
it's cemented.
Yeah, it's cemented. I mean, I just still can't get over how it went down.
This. I'm sorry. This goes hand in hand with iconic moves of your grandma, she's dead, dude. Yeah, this goes into that tier. It does. Just brutal moves. Yeah. It's the Natalie Anderson and San Juan del Sur, instructing people of how to use their idols, right? And making it a show in front of the jury. Because this move happens, and everyone on the jury is like, Jesse did that shit.
I know. It was so. You think when Cody goes home. And they stand up Jesse to hug him, and Jesse goes, "I'll explain more later." What do you think that means?
I think he just wants to give the context of why he made the decision.
Yeah.
It's like I feel if I went as much as I wanted to go to the end with you, I feel you have played such a great game and such an out front game that I will never have a chance to gain the credit of the work that we both did.
Now, do you think they're going to be good buddies after this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think they're fine.
Yeah.
Outside the show. I think what we saw in the final words from Cody, which his reaction is how you should be. Like, you are good, like, you know, you're taking it in. It's his like thing to be more mellow, but you can also tell he's butthurt and bitter and upset. Like, he finishes it flipping the double bird saying, F you, Jesse, F you.
I know.
And I love it. I love that energy. Like, he should be pissed, but I think he's also someone who's like, give me a day. Yeah. I respect the hell out of that move, brother. Mahalo.
Yeah, so if Jesse's at the end, I'm sorry. Yeah, if Jesse is at the end, Cody on the jury gives Jesse the $1 million.
I would like to believe so.
Yeah, I would like
because I'm someone who has turned on the whole like, oh, don't be a bitter juror. Like, your vote's your vote. If you're pissed off at someone, you don't have to give them their vote.
Right.
I would like to believe that their bond, their friendship, and how they moved the game together is enough where like he respects Jesse so much that he's like, I can't even be bitter at you, brother. Here's my vote.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still just like reeling from this episode. I mean,
I'm
from
just
start to finish. So it's day 22. Let's start at the beginning. 6 people left. You know, Owen is disappointed like that Carla flipped. You know, and his like the goal is to put a wedge between Carla and Cassidy and kind of get them to kind of be at each other's throats. And we know Carla has an idol, and Cassidy is someone that knows about the idol. So I think that this whole plan of kind of making those two at each other's throats. I mean, we kind of see scenes from next episode, I believe, where there's still going to be a little bit of going back and forth with
some
them.
Animosity.
Yeah, because we learned that Cassidy is like, hey, this is kind of BS that Carla's like gunning for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Cassidy talks to Carla about, hey, I heard you're gunning for me. And Carla's completely lying, saying, oh, I never put your name down, blah, blah, blah. Carla starts crying and acting all emotional. So she's, good at acting, but then you see, hey, it's not the case. Carla's just, doing what it takes to kind of put the pressure off.
Right, and like deservedly so. Like, I give her flowers for really pulling out all the stops to do it. And like, to be fair, like, even though like ultimately it doesn't work either time.
Yes.
Both times where she's done it, the person has left the conversation fully believing it until they were told otherwise. Because Carla makes the great error of thinking she's still very close with Jesse and going, you can ask Jesse. He will tell you the truth.
Yeah.
And you know what, Carla? That's exactly what he does.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesse tells Cassidy, hey, look, Carla is out for you. And then now Cassidy is pissed and is like, look, I want Carla out of this game. And rightfully so. And so there's a lot going on right here in the beginning of the episode. And bam, then it goes right to reward challenge.
Yeah,
this reward challenge I actually love this challenge.
I loved it. It gave me old school vibes.
I know,
and like like I'm a big fan of Pearl Islands.
Yes,
and it reminded me of their like one of their first challenges where like they do that big trek through the woods and but this time you're in the ball and blindfolded, and so like it encapsulates so many things that we love in our challenges. The goofiness of the blindfold and people getting knocked around everywhere, going the wrong way.
Yes.
But like in a different way. And I think this season has been very good. And I'm going to give props to the production crew and the challenge makers
Yeah.
They definitely switched it up. I think they heard how we responded to 41 and 42, be like, this is the exact same thing in two. Like, you could put 41 and 42 back to back, and I'll be like, I don't know which season I'm watching.
Yeah,
Because if you
right.
only base on the challenges, they do the same thing at about
Yeah.
the same time. This season, I think they've stepped it up.
They did. So basically, it's someone is in a giant ball, and you got to roll through an obstacle course, and then you end up. The person in the ball has to guide the two blindfolded pushers through the obstacle, and then after that, the person in the ball is guiding the two people through this like labyrinth kind of table maze deal.
Yep.
And so, and the reward is to go to the Survivor Sanctuary where you have pastries, donuts, all that crap, and you have iced tea and you have iced coffee. So great reward because obviously,
do you like that reward? Like, if you're out there, would you be like, that's what I need?
I think I feel like I would get sick off the sugar. I would rather have like meat and beer,
right?
stuff I haven't had. But
That's something I always think about. I'm like, I know there's the thrill of being like, here's sweets. This is what you're craving.
yeah,
But like as like a actual functionality thing, I'm like, just give me some meat, some fruit, and some beer. Like,
yeah, that's
beer's
what
the thing I
want.
enjoy. Meat for the protein and fat, and fruit for like the natural sugars that help. Like,
but I think everyone's so starved that anything besides like shitty ass rice would be good. So I think in the moment you'd be like, look,
I don't care.
anything is like, because when you don't like, I remember when like I had on Caramoan when my tribe we did a tribe swap and I go over to with Corinne and Philip and all that at the Bacall tribe, and they had like condiments. They had like barbecue sauce and mustard and stuff, just to be able to put a little tiny dab of barbecue sauce or something on the rice itself. It made the world of difference. I mean, it was like eating a gourmet meal. So I feel like this sanctuary reward, whether you're a pastry lover or not, would be killer. So we start off, there's a red and a blue team. So Cassidy is in the ball for red, and Jesse and Gabler are the blindfolded pushers. Yep. On the blue tribe, we have Owen in the ball with Cody and Carla as the pushers. And blue is killing it. Owen is like a natural in this ball. He doesn't seem to be getting dizzy. He seems like he's aware of like being able to tell them how to push and stuff like that. And I even have in my notes, like we talked about, I love this challenge. It was super entertaining. It's different. Because I know a lot of complaint too is like, God, they're in Fiji every year and it get kind of old. But I do think that by changing up the challenges and doing things like this, it makes the monotony of being in Fiji like tolerable.
Right.
Because it's just something different. So it ends up becoming close in the maze portion of this. Like, this looks pretty hard too. As a viewer, you're like, okay, maybe this isn't so hard. But if you're trying to do something blindfolded and someone's like left, right, and you're doing it, I think it's easier said than done. I think like
absolutely.
So there was a time where the red team was almost there.
Yeah.
And finally blue wins.
So I think this was a mistake on Owen's part to let his and I get it.
Yeah.
You're starving.
Yeah.
You want that reward.
Yep.
But Owen also has this plan of wanting to get Carla out.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, I'm like, you should be intentionally throwing this. Mm-hmm. Let Cassidy, Jesse, and Gabler go have this reward, gain some more strength. Because you don't have to worry about Cody. Cody's gonna be fine at any of the challenges. He doesn't need the extra boost. Right. But you want to weaken your target. Yeah. And in a blindfold challenge, it's so easy for you to get away with doing something wrong.
Oh,
because they can never verify where you're throwing it. Yeah. You could just been bad at rolling it. So I felt like that was a mistake, but ultimately everything pays off for us in this episode.
It does. So we go to the sanctuary. Cody is like high on life because he's got caffeine and he's got sugar. And Cody's the kind of guy that like
he doesn't need it.
Yeah, he's all the time like ball of energy, like myself or Fairplay. That's just like always kind of energetic. And I think Cody's probably super fun and cool to hang out with. I know Fairplay shits on Cody, but I bet Cody's like hanging out with the dude to be super rad. Do you think that?
Yeah, like I think he shits on him.
Yeah.
But he also will always say on the other side of his mouth, oh, he's the first person I cast any single time.
He does.
And like, I think he proved it tonight. Like, him, like, having all of his plans backfire on him, being stabbed by his buddy. But, like, the way that he handles himself on the show is, I think, exactly what Probst wants. Like, that level of natural enthusiasm, but also the willingness to go out, get your hands dirty, and play the game. Like, you even have it in this episode and during this reward where, like, after the immunity challenge where he's, like, still trying to be nice to the cameras to be like, oh, you know, I'm trying to send Carla down the wrong direction. I'm misspeaking. You know what? Screw that. I'm lying to her.
Yeah.
Right? And like that pure joy of playing the game is something that I take away from Cody.
Just his enthusiasm. So we have Owen, Carla, and Cody talking. Carla again starts fake crying at the sanctuary about how there's been a target on her back. And Cody and Owen genuinely at this point don't think that Carla has an idol. They just think that she's so good at lying. So Cody's like, I want to take out one of the girls. Like, and then Owen's like, look, I want Carla out next.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the gist of the strategy talk at the sanctuary. And we haven't really seen a lot of times we'll see it a reward challenge or something like a secret hidden advantage or clue. We haven't been seeing that, and I'm fine with that. Right?
I don't think they need it in this era.
Yeah,
when they prep it so heavily in the tribal phase of the game, where there really aren't reward challenges, or like the rewards just take you right back to camp. Yeah. So like all that stuff already happens. Like they blow their load early, so that it's already out there. Then they'll have like their couple things here and there. Right. But they're like, no, we gave you all these chances. That's what you get to play with.
Yeah. So we go right from the sanctuary now to Gabler, Cass, and Jesse at camp. And the Gobbler wants Cody or Carla out. He's, talking about how he's camouflage. This is his kind of shtick the whole time. Like, I'm behind the scenes. I'm making these, moves, but I'm not necessarily flashy. You know what I mean?
But no one's targeting me. No one's targeting me.
But the thing that is smart, there's talk about let's flush the idols. Let's flush the idols.
Yeah.
And Jesse, obviously, at this point, trusts Cody. And then Gabler tells Cody that Carla has an idol. So, like, one of the four guys needs to win. Like, if they think they're going to stick,
right,
dude strong or whatever, which obviously I don't think it's going to play out like that. I mean, it is kind of interesting that the last two winners of Survivor have been female, and Cassidy. I mean, we have some strong female players in the last part of this game. So if Jesse, excuse me, doesn't pull this off, and like you said, Cassidy could win, that's going to be a stretch. I don't know when the last time we've had
the last time we had this stretch was when Sophie, Kim, and Denise won through 23 through 25. Yeah. And so like that's why like I'm not like, I get why if you're on the beach and you're thinking about it in that level, like you can get a little screwed, be like, oh, I need to send the women out or they're gonna win.
Right.
The discrepancy between women and men winners is still disproportionate. So you know what? I'm good with it if it happens. But when you're on the island, obviously, and you're not a woman, you're gonna be thinking that. Be like, well, I want to win.
Right.
It's my time.
But yeah, I'm loving this. So before we get into the immunity challenge, let's talk about shaving balls. We're going to take a couple little words from our sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Support for Reality After Show is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. That's right, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. If my math's correct, that's about 12 million balls.
The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies.
First off, the Lawnmower 4.0, this trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever.
Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to help reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight that you need for a more precise shave.
Now, I have a dark shower curtain in my bathroom, and I've been looking for the perfect way to shave in the dark, kinda. Guess what? I found it, 4000K LED. No longer a problem. I got perfectly smooth, clean balls thanks to the Lawnmower 4.0.
It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code SURVIVOR. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Thanks for sticking with us through the ad break. And don't forget, for more exclusive Reality After Show coverage, visit realitypatron.com. That's reality, Patron.com.
We are back. And Jonny Fairplay's at a special engagement tonight.
Yeah.
That's why he's not doing the podcast. But Alex and I, just like when Johnny's out gallivanting around doing his parties with the Queen, Sandra Diaz-Twine, and all the other legendary Survivor players, Alex and I are doing the heavy lifting, we're killing it, Alex. I'm just going to say.
We always kill it, but
we've
been really killing it this season. But if you want to see Jonny and you want to help a good cause, he will be at Hearts of Reality this weekend in Orlando, Florida. So, give the charity, get to see some of your favorite reality people, including the best Jonny and the second best Jonny in all of reality TV. Go to Hearts of Reality.
Yeah, it's always fun. I went to Hearts of Reality with Fairplay a couple of years. It was right before, like the year before the pandemic hit, and it was great. Like I said, it was for an awesome cause. You can look up on Jonny Fairplay's social media page if you feel the urge to donate. It's literally there. I couldn't think of a better charity or cause. And last I saw, it was $400 and something thousand was raised so far this year.
That's fantastic.
So it's really, really cool. Reality stars from all different kinds of shows, Survivor legends, Big Brother, Naked and Afraid, you name it.
There's WWE wrestlers, name it. They're there.
Yep. So if you feel inclined, check out Fairplay's deal. So immunity challenge.
Yep.
You have to. I just kind of actually, you just take over explaining this one.
Okay. We're going to be racing through obstacles to collect a bag that has number tiles that you then will use to create a combination, to take out a combination lock, to pick up a key, to go underneath a trench or net. Use that key to open up more puzzles, go up a cargo net, and you're going to solve an upside down bat puzzle.
I love the upside down bat. And I know that so cool. Perplexers Puzzles, shout out to them. Is it Vexel now?
Is it Vexel now?
Hold on a second. I'm having a fart. So because I've gotten a bunch of puzzles. I'm gonna go on social media because if you like Survivor puzzles, I know there's a couple of different companies that. Yeah, so I believe it's Vexel. It used to be called Perplexers puzzles. Yeah, so it's VEXZLE on Instagram, and they make miniature like replicas of puzzles, and they're so fun.
Oh,
And whenever I have friends over that love the show Survivor, I bust out these puzzles. So be sure to definitely to check out them, because I guarantee they're going to have the upside down bat puzzle. Yeah, I mean, Owen, he's kicking ass, but then he like drops one of the keys on the under the rope net deal. Carla, through the beginning part of the challenge, she's like in dead last, just trying to figure out the first part while everyone else is going through the obstacles, but she ends up catching up. But I will say, the puzzle in Survivor history, throughout, is the great equalizer. Jeff, says that's why they have the puzzles, because if you're in last place, you never can give up in Survivor, because time and time again we've seen people that are like literally in last come back and win at the puzzle, or they'll come back and win at like the part of a challenge where you have to like throw a little ball up on top of a little perch thing, and the first to 3 wins. So you got to never give up. But yeah, it's really insane, because this game is a shorter game, but they have less food and less luxuries that other Survivor seasons have had. And so you get to see someone like Carla truly physically falling apart. And this isn't even that gnarly of like a physical challenge. I mean, it is, but her hands just stop working.
Yeah.
She twists her ankle just sitting there, standing there, dude.
It was like literally the win was in sight for her, but her body just literally was shutting down in like present time. Yeah. And it's the worst feeling, because mentally you're there.
Yeah.
You know what's happening. You want to move. You want to pick up those pieces, but your body's like physically incapable. And it's like your body's way of telling you, tap out, you're done. Like, we did a great job getting you to this point. We will not move anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gnarly. It just truly shows the brutality of what Survivor does when you don't have a ton of food in your body. You don't have, just all the modern comforts of just your everyday life.
Yeah. Between that and the pace of play, and like I mentioned this, I think a couple weeks ago, but it's like the not having the 39 days means you have 13 less days to like spread your game.
Yes.
So that's mentally condensing 13 more days into 26.
Yes.
And so not only are you getting physically fatigued, but your physical fatigue gets amplified because you are mentally exhausted from because in this type of season now, you always are having to perfect the blind side. There is so much pressure behind perfecting it, especially when idols are in play, when shot in the dark is in play. Like, there's so many things that are working against you to pull off the moves you need to do that you did not have in the 39-day game. Yeah. Or like there was more opportunities to figure it out, more time to figure it out. But you literally are like 2 days later, there's another tribal. That, I need to figure it out now. So you get to the point here where Carla's body's just like physically done. And that's just a result of how the seasons are now.
Yeah, totally. So it's really close when we get to the bat puzzle part between like Cody and Cassidy. And if I'm Probst and I'm looking at this, I mean, literally it was like seconds or a second between Cassidy, because Cassidy actually thought she solved it. Yeah. Jeff's like, no. And you could see it was like one little thing was off. She had to redo it. Then you're looking over at Cody like, oh my God, he's got it. Oh, no, man. And the way that it's edited, just super exciting. Again, best episode of the season, hands down. Cassidy ends up winning. And it's so funny because it always seems that the person this deep in the game, time and time again, the person that really people don't want to win. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You can't write it. You can't write it.
I know. Unless, of course, Survivor's all fake,
it's all fake.
Stuff,
they get fed, they get a bath, an actual toilet, fresh water always. They get to drink out of water bottles.
Yeah.
I heard they get air conditioning. It's new clothes every 2 days, but they just throw some dirt on it to make it look like they've been aged.
Yeah, that's so funny. But yeah, the real deal. I really felt for Cody, because he was literally like, if I'm Cody after watching this episode, I'm gonna be so bummed, because I'm like, so many times, and I
many
was
moments.
So close. Yeah, just shows you how there's a lot of luck involved in this game. So after the challenge, we see Owen and Gabler talking about, they're kind of worried, because there's a lot of scenarios that could put them at risk, rightfully so. Cody tells Carla, hey, we need to say that they both have idols to everyone, but not to play the idols.
Yeah.
And I think at first, like, wow, that's pretty brilliant. Like, that would be, if this could work out, that's pretty freaking cool strategy. It's risky. Like, I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I love that they did it.
In theory,
yes.
His plan is amazing. It's like both sides of it. The fake plan is like hinging on that obsession that Survivor players have now. Like, I want to be able to hold on to this idol. I want to be able to hold on to it. I need to go one more tribal. And now when you're at 6 and you tempt that, you put that carrot in front to be like, you don't need to use it.
Yeah.
You will be safe this round, and you're guaranteed not just top 5, but top 4. You can play it at 5, secure your spot. We'll go mono to mono at top 4.
Yeah.
You're good. And that's all someone needs to slip up.
Yeah.
And like, ultimately, Carla does slip up.
Yeah.
Because she does vote how she believes everyone's going to. Like, we're going to just vote for one of the people who doesn't have immunity or an idol. Owen's been the best one in challenges of those people. We're going to take out Owen. Gets blindsided, not on the right side of the vote. So like this, Cassie winning immunity and everything that transpires after the fact because Cassie wins immunity.
Yeah.
This last 20 minutes is like, it's chef's kiss. This is Survivor gameplay and the conflicts of gameplay and the decisions you make in the game. This is what you should be showing recruits or showing like people in while they're in quarantine or in that whole
during the casting process when they're trying to pick. It's like, look, this is how you play the game of Survivor, because right here we see clips of like Gabler saying, look, I will vote Owen out and Owen's my buddy. Then we see another clip of Owen say, I will vote out Gabler. Gabler's my buddy. And then we see tonight how it all plays out when Jesse completely slits the throat of his best friend. People are willing to take risks and play the game. And that is why I think I love this episode. There was not as much Jeff Probst cheesy analogies.
No.
There was no like, oh, let's do some feel good moments like they've done throughout the season.
Survivor is at its best when the storytelling is the gameplay. I don't want to hear anybody when talking about this season and what they critique about saying like they don't show enough of camp, they don't show enough gameplay. Compare this to 41-42, they show us all the game, like all the important gameplay.
Yeah.
At camp. They had a couple episodes where they were dodgy. The Dwight boot still is upsetting.
Yeah.
But in these last few episodes, they showed you more than enough to explain why someone goes home. Yeah. All the conflict, all the opposing gameplay decisions. Like you go into tribal knowing who are the people truly in the hot seat, which way is it going to go? Like that's the part that you're in suspense of. Not, oh, it could be anybody like they've done in 41 and 42. There's been a clear direction. Editing has been on point. You even have like little throwaway lines. Yeah. Like Cody at the beginning of the episode goes, like, we're all friends here. We're all good. Like, but it's amazing what money can do to change someone's, like, what someone will do for that money. Like, what will it do? And we see it ultimately blow up in his face. So it's like this pure editing moment of having him be the one to say that line and him the one to be this person who suffers from when someone's looking at that money, thinking about their motivations, and realize I need to slice the throat of my best friend in this game.
Yeah, and in the back of Jesse's mind, he's got that letter from his kid that says, "Go get that money, bro," or whatever.
Go get that money, baby.
Yeah. So, Cody ends up telling Owen the plan to like vote Carla.
Yep.
Cody then, just says, "Go." This is why that makes the moment at the end so much better. Cody's going on and on about how stoked he is on his relationship with Jesse. They're super tight. And then we lead to Jesse like wondering, like, look, can I beat Cody? I don't want to be in the back seat of the two of us running this game. Maybe Cody's a little more flashy and a little more outgoing, and this big surfer bro kind of player. And Jesse is like, I am here for the money. So Jesse pitches the plan to Owen and putting his trust in Owen about what he wants to do. And Owen at this point is just like kind of like the Sandra Diaz Twine, the anybody but me philosophy, right?
Yeah.
So here's the problem. Jesse is in possession of Cody's idol. And please refresh my memory, because I was trying to tell my wife because she's like, that idol looks a little cheesy for an idol. And I was like, yeah, well, they had to she didn't see the episode where they had to get the beads and all that stuff.
So,
right?
So those, Cody and Carlos idols were the ones where you had to get the beads from each a specific bead from each of the players on your tribe, and then you turn it into a bracelet. That's now your idol. Jesse also has that from the Baca's tribe, the one that Janine had, gave it to Dwight, and Dwight gave it to Jesse.
Yeah.
That same episode is when Cody gives Jesse his idol.
Yeah.
So that's how he ends up with both those idols. And that's why also at the beginning of the episode where they make the comment of, well, Jesse's holding on to my idol for me.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, one of two things are happening. What we just saw.
Yeah.
Or what we see tonight where he plays it to force Carla to play it.
Yeah.
Or two, Carla just instinctively plays it. And we get that wrong moment where Cody goes, okay, Jesse, give me my idol. I need to play it. And Jesse just looks at him and goes, not today.
Yeah. I know. Oh, dude, it's crazy. I mean, we go to this tribal and Carla is like, look, I am beat. I'm done. You stick a fork in me or whatever. I'm done. I'm physically screwed. Everything in my body hurts. As you saw in the challenge, I couldn't even freaking complete the thing. Cody, he's very bummed that he has literally lost an immunity challenge by seconds. And then Carla and Cody just kind of talk openly about their idol to everyone at Tribal. So yeah, this is where it gets interesting because you're like, man, what's going to happen? Like, how is this going to play out? So I like that as a viewer because it's like the intense tribal councils this deep into the game are what I live to watch Survivor for. Like, this is awesome. And we see a lot of stuff like this in Australian Survivor that we've been covering on our Patreon. So if you want to become a patron, you can go to realitypatron.com. We do a Q&A, special secret Facebook group. It's the best way to support the podcast. And like I said, we talk about Australian Survivor. And tonight, this is up to par with that. I mean, we got Gobbler saying how, I feel pretty confident. What else are you going to say? I mean, I'm scared as hell I'm going to go. We see Owen, saying giving props, shout out to the Sandra Diaz Twine, our good friend, at the anybody but me kind of deal. And Cody, we have how confident are you, Cody? in your spot tonight? And he's like, 9 out of 10. And
A niner.
like, yeah, 9.5. I was like, wow, that is pretty confident. Pretty confident. So we see the jury when there's talks of the idol. Noel kind of says to someone like, he's not, I bet you $10 that, no idols are going to be played or whatever, but yeah, kind of talk me through like your thought process right now before kind of votes are cast and stuff like that.
Well, like the writing's on the wall. Like, I'm someone who likes to think I can read the edit.
Yeah.
And I came into this episode thinking this is the episode where Cody gets his throat slit.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, the settings there, everything's on right there. The only thing we didn't know is if he gave Jesse back the idol before they went to tribal.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't give us some stupid flashback about, and then he handed it back to me and then we were good.
Yeah.
But I just go in there and it's setting everything in place for a lot of these people's agendas.
Yeah.
And the main agenda was we need Carla to burn her idol.
Yes.
We need Cody to be the one that goes. He's a physical threat.
Yep.
Could win the game if he gets there at the end.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we need to keep striking at Carla because Carla is seen as one of the better players. Does she win a vote if she's there at the end? I don't know. Like, I think there's people there that could be bitter against her and may not want to give her credit.
Yeah.
And as much control she has had in the game,
mm-hmm.
a lot of times I feel it's a what have you done for me lately type of thing.
Yeah.
And in terms of the game, she has lost her footing. She has
mm-hmm.
sent out her allies. And by sending out allies, she has had even less of a footing in control of the game.
Right.
And now you just let her completely out on her own on a vote. She casts that vote on Owen. She is for the first time or second time this season.
Yeah.
Not in the vote.
Yeah.
Not in the majority and not even close in the majority.
Yeah. So what the way it goes down, and I was pretty shocked because it's like the votes are cast and Jesse plays the idol, right? To get the idol out of there, plays it for Owen. And then last minute, Carla plays the idol. I almost thought it was too late, like because they were like
he was about to talk. He was about to
the
say,
first
I'm
vote is
I
want to play it. So Carla's idol's flushed. Cody's looking like, dude, what the hell, bro? Like, what is going on? You're like, you're my best friend. I cannot believe this. 2 minutes ago, I was 9.5 out of 10, thinking that everything was good, and I'm golden. Now I'm totally like vulnerable as hell. This was the biggest boss move and literally one of the most iconic moves that I can remember. I love this. I love this. I love this. Cody goes home. And as we talked about, Cody and Jesse are such good friends. They stand up, kind of hug each other. Cody says, I'll explain more. I think maybe what that means is like just a matter of like after the game when they're all hanging out or something, he's like, dude, literally, Cody, like I had to do this for my family. Like I had to. I love you, my brother, but I'm in a position that I really need the money and it just had to happen. So I think, it's going to be interesting to see the relationship post game between the two, because I know there were times where like Lex and Boston Rob had a major kind of deal long time ago on a season, and that really screwed their relationship up for years. So I feel that feelings can be hurt, and there's times where people just don't ever talk again. But I think that in this new era of Survivor, people respect game. And just like in Australian Survivor, I think people are going to realize, hey, it's a game and forgive and forget. I think it's going to hurt. And if Cody and Jesse ever played again, Cody would probably be out for revenge with Jesse or something like that. But brilliant move. Props, Jesse, if you're listening. You rule, dude. Cody, You rule. I can't wait to see how the finale plays out. I really can't believe that we're already here.
Yeah, next week. We go from Final 5 to Sole Survivor.
Golly. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. And I don't know if it's because we podcast every week that it seems like it would go slower or something, but to me, this flies by. It seems like we do a cast assessment and then like you blink your eyes and it's the finale.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's been crazy. And obviously we've had Jonny going all over the country doing his watch parties with Sandra and many other surprise guests along the way. And those will obviously continue for season 44 and beyond. So always stay tuned for that. But we will be back next week to cover the finale. Tomorrow, Dan Monchel and I will be covering tonight's episode of The Challenge, Ride or Die, as well as become a patron, and you can listen to me, Dan, and one of our awesome patrons, Tommy Traina, talk about The Challenge Australia the last couple of weeks. We're getting down to the finale for that, and we'll be covering the finale next week on the patron feed. So become a patron at realitypatron.com, where you can also get Matt and Jonny talking the Survivor Australia, as well as the weekly Q&A, the best podcast you can listen to on any given week.
I love doing that podcast because the patrons always ask super cool questions. Last week, there was a question that someone asked that was like, they wanted us to pick like a heroes versus villains kind of tribes. I got to pick the villains that I thought, and Jonny had to pick the nice guys, and it was fun. And it's just off the cuff. It's really fun. So realitypatron.com, give that a look. If you don't like it, if you join for a month, and you don't like it, Jonny will give your money back, which he never has to do because people dig it. And yeah, I love everyone. It's been super fun. I cannot wait to see how the finale plays out. And we will see all you beautiful people here live after the finale on our YouTube page. And then, yeah, if you spread the word, this is on all the audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you can find a podcast. And definitely check out all the coverage of all the shows that Alex mentioned. And we will see you all next week. Cheers. Good night, everyone.
And for more bonus content, go to realitypatron.com. That's right, become a patron now. Get additional coverage of all your favorite shows, the weekly Q&A, and you become a member of the secret, exclusive Facebook group. That's realitypatron.com.